Hi, so I just finished the video. I guess I can, yeah, twice. I watched it twice. One without sound and then one with sound because I was like, okay, one I was lying in bed with my roommate in the room, and the other I was like, yeah, because I'm not gonna play sound while she's there and asleep. And the other I played down here, so yeah. But anyways, I watched it. My shoulder hurts. Okay. Um, So I watched it, and I think my main thought was basically like, I guess it was great. I went ahead and watched it. I was like, well, I guess I know what song I will be playing during English courses is basically the Weird Owl sound. So thank you for the idea. So yeah. Uh, Also, I do request that you don't drink so much that you have a hangover 2 days later. That's like, yeah, please don't do that. Like, please don't. Um, yeah, I know you mentioned that you don't usually remember, but I still remember um, when you got drunk. I remember one time you got drunk to the point that I heard about it. Um, you got drunk to the point that you made yourself throw up, you broke your thumb, you slept in the car, which was good. I'm glad that you slept in the car. It's probably a good thing that you threw up, or so that you wouldn't be as like drunk. And then you being drunk, I still remember. So that was, I heard about that, and then I remember as you were leaving out of the band hall, you're like, I'm gonna go ahead and get drunk. And then, like, 2 days later, I asked how, like, I was like, how are you? How are you? And then I turned to you and asked how you were. And you were like, I didn't know it was possible to be drunk, or not drunk, to have a hangover 2 days later. And then, like, you left and, like, walked into the other room. And honestly, I was so happy that you were a lot better. But please don't get that drunk again. Yeah. Drink lots of liquids. Yeah. Drink lots of water. Please. Please. Yeah, um, yeah. Tough times. They were really, really hard times. Um, yeah. But I really hope that you're doing a lot better overall. So, yeah, I I do hope. Um, or take that back. I am glad that you're doing a lot better overall. You are doing a lot better. um, I overall though I do hope that you um, that you enjoy life tonight. Me and my roommates were planning on doing something for New Year's, and then I got a text like, "Call me as soon as you can." I was like, "Okay." Then I get a call 30 minutes later, and this is from the lady who used to babysit me. We go out about once a week or once every so often, and so she invited me out to go to her family's place and basically have New Year's. And I was like, really? I'm like, I already planned something, but I really want to join you guys. So I'm just like, I don't know. um, so yeah, we'll see how that goes. I know we were thinking about like Rotel and then some spaghetti. What I plan on doing is going to the other party and then taking home leftovers, so that way my roommates can also enjoy it, because why not? It's leftovers and they're amazing at food. I just can't bring back fish. No? Yes. I can bring back fish in a different container and then I'll mark it that it is fish. So yeah. And then the containers in which I borrowed from them, they are actually my car. So yeah. Um oh, cold hands. It's cold down here. There is no heat down here. So yeah, I'm just like, I'm cold. excuse me. But yeah, I do hope that you have a um like a good New Year's, and don't like for my own sake, don't get that drunk again. Um, that would really suck. So yeah. Um, yeah. That, but at the same time, yeah. I don't. I hope that I don't think you'll get that drunk again. So yeah, I think you might be okay overall. Um, yeah. Anyways, I'll talk to you later. I really want to do a puzzle. I got like a dozen puzzles, just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 puzzles. At least 11 puzzles. And I still haven't done a single one. And it reminds me, like, I went up to where my parents live and I got like 3 puzzles. And I was like, I'm in the mood for puzzles. And it's interesting where I'm just like, I'm in the mood for this or that. And then God just sort of shows up and it's like, here you go. And it's like, thank you. And I get 11 puzzles and a bunch of games. And I should use it. So yeah. Um anyways, I will talk to you later. I hope that you have a great day. I'll do more videos. Thank you for the video, by the way. I woke up at like 9:30. Someone had sent me a text like 9:20 something, and then somebody sent me a text like 9:30. And then I think my phone was underneath my pillow, so I think I woke up due to the vibrations, which was good because I need to keep up the healthy habit of like going to bed earlier, and then waking up early, so that way I can take my car to the mechanic like next week or something if I can find a mechanic. Yeah, yeah. So that was a whole ordeal. So what it is? Okay, so you know how my I told you about the thing. I'll just reheat up my um not gruel, oatmeal. I'll heat up my oatmeal later. So what it is that so you know how my dad was like, call this person, and so I called them, and he's like, oh, and I was like, yeah, he thinks it might be this, and then he's like, oh, contact so and so. I was like, I do you know his information? And he's like, oh no. I was like, do you know what church he went to? Like anything, his job? He's like, oh yeah, go to this place. And he works there. I was like, okay. So I went there. He did not work there. Like, no, take that back. I went there like twice and they were closed both times. And I was like, they're not available. And then he's like, oh, go here, go to this other location. And so he's like, he goes to this church. I was like, cool. So I went to the church and they're like, oh, he was in a bad car accident and he's all bitter with God because like he can't walk anymore. And I was like, oh, okay, never mind. And then my dad was like, contact his son. And I'm like, really? Like, great. Do you have his information? I'm like, no, stop. And so, like, my dad realized, oh, you have some friend end problems. And I'm like, okay, what about the fuel stuff? And he's like, go ahead and contact this place. And I went ahead and contacted them. I was like, okay, great. This is going to be another whole, like, long, long thing. And he's like, contact this place. I was like, cool. So I contacted them, and they're not available until February 5th. I'm like, oh, February 5th. Okay. Thanks for letting me know. Not January 5th, February 5th. And I was like, oh, okay, thanks. So I let my dad know that. He's like, or you can go ahead and contact this other guy who looked at my vehicle, not in the shop, but like looked at my vehicle. And I texted my dad, hey, so the shop is not available until like February 5th. He did not read that text like at all. So I was like, okay. And so he sent me my dad texts me again. He's like, yeah, you can go with the first option, or maybe the second option would work, the guy's son. So the guy is basically, uh, the guy is basically, The guy was basically like, he flew with my dad a few times with Civil War Patrol. I mentioned Civil War Patrol because it's actually throughout the entire United States. It's basically a volunteer thing off of the federal government, kind of, or not. It's basically like where people come together, they meet about once a month, and they can have kids do this or adults do this, in which they go ahead and fly, or they talk about flying. And it is possible to actually get some hours flying with Civil Air Patrol. And basically, it's where people volunteer their own planes, and sometimes they even do like search and rescue, or maybe not search and rescue, but search, locating other planes or maybe people, or like, for example, during Hurricane Katrina, I know that happened years ago, but during her, like 20 some years ago, uh, during that time, Civil Air Patrol actually flew around in order to check out the area and make sure that it was okay, and like, or not okay. They checked out the area just to see what was needed, what kind of repairs, or like, hey, this is what's going on now after Katrina. So, yeah, it can be very beneficial. It's very chill, I would have to say. It's like, it doesn't feel like a business. It's like someone just getting up there talking, and yeah, so it's chill. Um, so anyways, what ends up happening? What was it? I was talking about Civil Road Patrol. Shoot, I forgot what I was talking about. I'm gonna rewatch this video back to like 9:30, and then upload another video in regards to it. Um, there we go. I was talking about. Oh, okay, now I remember. So what it is that this guy, he goes ahead, and my battery's at 15%. This guy, he used to fly with Silver Oil Patrol with my dad. So what it is that the guy actually has a son, and it's like, okay, cool, like, that's fine. And so the son came out, looked at my vehicle briefly, and he's like, oh, I'll probably charge you like X amount of dollars. And so what ended up happening was that I went ahead and I was like, that's a lot of money to have that done. Um, so anyways, what ended up happening was that I went over to, where did I go? Yeah, so I found out he actually works at a service department at a dealership. So I texted my dad. I was like, hey, so by the way, like this guy, or like, I was like, so what you're saying is you want me to wait until February the 5th in order to schedule an appointment, in which I have school, and trying to find someone who can actually like pick me up or take me there. That's not always going to happen, unfortunately. So I was like, okay, so there's that. Or like, and he mentioned about his friend's son who's actually about my age, and I was like, yeah, my dad was like, so where does he work at? I was like, yeah, he works at a service department at a dealership. He's like, he doesn't do service departments. I was at a dealership, and I was like, I don't either. Like, so I'm like, yeah, I know he like used to live here at least a decade ago, but like, I'm like, the only problem with this is that my dad is paying. So my dad is like, oh, you could also try this other option, in which like, and he's like, they're kind of expensive, but if you really need them to get done right, he's like, you can call this place. So I think I called them, nobody picked up, and I sent him a text message. I was like, I don't care, I'm not the one that's paying, because like my dad offered to pay, so it's like, okay, if you want to pay, you're more than welcome to pay for all these services, like that's fine. And so my dad, he went ahead and, oh, okay, my back. My dad was like, oh, or you can go ahead and contact this other person, which I know the person. Like, I'm in touch with, like, so the lady who used to babysit me, I'm still in touch with her and the family. And so my dad was like, go ahead and talk to so and so. Like, the lady who babysat me, her daughter, go ahead and talk to so-and-so. I'm like, why not me? Like, I'm living here now. Like, I can figure stuff out. And so I'm just like, for me, I'm frustrated because my dad has taken me on a wild goose chase in which, like, things change. My dad has not lived here in at least 10 years. Like, and then the other state he lived at until 2000 and what year was it? 2024? 2023. He lived there until 2023. So I'm just like, you've got to, like, what? Like, you chill. Like, I'm just like, oh, like, things change, plans change. And it's like, he's sending me on a wild goose chase. And if it's like just to one place, okay, that's fine. But I'm just like, I'm over it. Like, and he's way out there. And I'm just like, I'm tempted to pay for it myself. And like, thanks to my dad for being willing to do it. But like, yeah, I'm just like, I'm going on wild goose chases and it's ridiculous. And like, also finding someone who's actually able to work on my vehicle is so frustrating. I imagine you could work on my vehicle. I would love that like so much. Like, simply because I've called different places and then they're like, oh, we don't work on any vehicles that are older than such and such year. And I'm just like, and my vehicle is old. It's 26 years old. So I'm just like, I can't, like, actually, a guy, he went ahead and he was like, how much for that car? I was like, well, let's see. I would need to get another vehicle, so at least $5,000-$6,000. And he's like, that much? I paid $1,500 for it. Like, he has actually the same kind of car I do, and he's like, I paid only $1,500. I was like, well, I need to buy a vehicle. Like, I need to buy another vehicle to replace this vehicle. So yeah, it's like I kind of need a vehicle. So yeah. Anyways, I think there's my rant about like my dad. He keeps sending me a wild goose chases of go here, and I'm like, I know you can come. I was like, I also told my dad, well, we'll go ahead. I won't be able to contact anyone until next week because basically today is New Year's Eve day. Like, there's not very many places that are open, and then tomorrow's New Year's, which places are going to be closed, and then it's Friday. I might be able to find some places on Friday. And then after that, it's Saturday and Sunday, which places are closed. Like, mechanics are closed that day, unless it's Firestone or maybe some other corporate, like, place. And then after that, it's Monday through Friday. So, yeah. Anyways, so that's... oh, yeah, that feels good. Stretch. Okay. Anyways, I will talk to you later. I hope that you have a great day. Let me know if there's anything else you want to talk about. So I think I'll like and post or just like your cousin's page a little bit often, as long as there are multiple people liking the post. So like, let's say it's 10, 11, 12 people, then I gotta go. Bye.